Well, here we are, taking it easy in the manse garden, at least for lunchtime on a beautiful sunny day. Sun is shining, and here in the garden, enjoying some strawberries and cream as supplied by a very generous member of Roscrea Church. While we have strawberries here, we also have some little apples beginning to appear on this apple tree. Sorry, I seem to be half obsessed by the apple tree. And the pear tree, oh goodness, when you go looking, then you can't suddenly find what I spotted a moment ago. Okay, here we are. So the pears are beginning to appear on the pear tree. I just want to reflect in these little videos this week on different aspects of the work of the Holy Spirit, and one of the aspects of the Holy Spirit is the fruit of the Spirit. Now, we may be familiar with Galatians chapter 5 and the references to fruit of the Spirit, but I'm going to read from Galatians 5 a bit more widely and from the Message version, and don't worry about the somewhat agitated crow in the background. I'm not quite sure what's up with him, but anyway. So here we go, Galatians 5 from verse 19. It's obvious what kind of life develops out of trying to get your own way all the time. Repetitive, loveless, cheap sex, a stinking accumulation of mental and emotional garbage, frenzied and joyless grabs for happiness, trinket gods, magic show religion, paranoid loneliness, cutthroat competition, all-consuming yet never satisfied wants, a brutal temper, an impotence to love or be loved, divided homes and divided lives, small-minded and lopsided pursuits, the vicious habit of depersonalizing everyone into a rival, uncontrolled and uncontrollable addictions, ugly parodies of community. I could go on. This isn't the first time I've warned you. You know, if you use this freedom this way, you will not inherit God's kingdom. But what happens when we live God's way? He brings gifts into our lives, much the same way that fruit appears in an orchard. Things like affection for others, exuberance about life, serenity. We develop a willingness to stick with things, a sense of compassion in the heart, and a conviction that a basic holiness permeates things and people. We find ourselves involved in loyal commitments, not needing to force our way in life, able to marshal and direct our energies wisely. Legalism is helpless in bringing this about. It only gets in the way. Among those who belong to Christ, everything connected with getting your own way and mindlessly responding to what everyone else calls necessities is killed off for good, crucified. Since this is the kind of life we have chosen, the life of the Spirit, let us make sure that we do not hold it as an idea in our heads or a sentiment in our hearts, but work out its implications in every detail of our lives. That means we will not compare ourselves with each other, as if one of us were better and another worse. We have far more interesting things to do with our lives. Each of us is an original. Amen.